Hello everyone, this is Shirley at Closet Crafts, and today we're going to show you how to make this cute little folio for your journal pockets, or you could just slip it in there. I used a couple different things that I've used before. The satin binding that I've been using is kind of neat because you can buy it in a lot of different colors, and it's $1.99 for, I don't know how many yards it is. This is all the colors that I have right now, and they work really well because they're already pressed and they're nice and neat. So if you sew a little bit on them, it's really easy. So anyway, I have a couple versions of what I did. This is the one we're going to work on today. It's like a 1950s recipe themed one. But this is the one I did a while back. And this is like a sewing card. And I took 2 index cards and I sandwiched them between the satin binding and sewed down. And then I just took the pattern pictures and buttons, little scraps of material, thread, a piece of a pattern over here, and some words, the Tim Holtz words here. And I just grunged it up, and I like the strings hanging off of it, so I left it like that. But today we're going to work on this one, and it's more a recipe one. So what I did was I have these recipe cards. It says recipe on there. But what you want to do, I did it so that the word recipe was on the one side. I just took the recipe card like this, and here's the recipe words here. And then on this one, I flipped it so that when I put the binding on here, the recipe words won't show on the back of it, and you can use the rest of that as a journal card. So you have the recipe words on this side. And what I did was I put this on here like this. I just slide it down in here and make sure it's butted up to the card really good. And then I cut it. And I went to the sewing machine and I sewed down this side real close. And then I opened the card up and I took my sewing machine and ran it down both the sides here. So now you have like a booklet, and it's bound, actually. And then you can just start figuring out what you want to put on the card. Now for mine, I kind of went with, like I said, the kitchen theme, but you could do this with regular index cards or colored index cards or the dyed ones, and make it just about anything. It doesn't have to be a recipe, or you could use these cards but cover that up, because they came like this brown cardstock. I didn't see them at Hobby Lobby last time I was there, but that's where I got them before. So anyway, so we've got this sewed. You got it sewed down like that. Just do it real close on your sewing machine. And I'm a terrible sewer. I'm not even or anything, but with this craft, we really don't have to be. And I did a dark thread because I wanted it to show. So anyway, I have a few little things here that I gathered to put on the front of here. And I thought she was very cute. She would be there. And I would put this other vintage emblem there. And what I want to do is, like this other one, put a recipe behind it. Grunge it up and put a recipe behind it, because it makes it look kind of cuter, more cute. So I thought, like, maybe like this, have her kind of, would be really cute. And I also have this 1950 vintage. I thought I could do that on there too. So you want to kind of grunge it up a little bit before you put it on there. So I'm just gonna and you can use any recipe from, I got an old recipe book. It's not that old, so some of them are really old, and you might not have to do all this for it, but this one, the pages were not yellowed and they're shiny, so I'm going to glue that down like this. Kind of, and I didn't cut it, I tore it out because I think it looks better. And I have a lot of square cuts on this other stuff, so I thought, well, I'll just do that. So I'm going to put her kind of like right there. These are pretty easy to make, so you can make a bunch of them for your, or mass make them if you wanted to, for sure. And have a bunch so that when you make your journals, you can just pop one in the pocket or whatever you want to do. And it doesn't matter if you cover the recipe, because it's not really, they're not going to really use it anyway. So and you decorate the way you like, or that's all that matters. I think I'm going to put this down here, but I'm going to first ink it up a little bit because it's pretty stark against that brown card. I'm just going to stick it right here in the corner. So you've already got a cute little card going, as you can see. And you could decorate it more if you want, or less if you want. Now, for the inside, what I thought I would do is open this up. And I found this little advertisement, and I thought it was in the cookbook. So I cut it out, and I think I'm going to put it on this side of the book, like that. I think I've got to put it straight. Like that. Now, this is the other thing I did on this one, was that I thought it was really cute. And I found some materials that I had that reminded me of vintage towels, kitchen towels. And I found the material at the thrift store, and they were towels actually, but I cut a little patch out of each one, and it just reminded me of the towels that we used to have in our house when I was a lot younger. And I took a safety pin and just pinned them to the card, which I thought was really cute. So just get a safety pin. And you could do however many kinds of material you like or whatever. And what I did with this one was I kind of fringed it a little bit on the edges, so it would almost look like a dish towel or a tea towel, whatever you want to call them. As soon as I saw this material, I thought of dish towels. It just, and actually all three of these. So I'm just gonna layer them up here. And I'm going to run the safety pin through there. Make sure you get all of them in there. And then hook it to your card. Push it through your card. Be careful you don't stab yourself with that. And clasp it. So you have a little sampler of material. Maybe when somebody looks at your journal, they'll think of their kitchen back home when they were a kid or something. That's what I thought of when I... And another thing that always reminded me of like the 50s and 60s was, and your kitchen, was Aunt Martha's embroidery patterns. I put a little piece of one of the patterns on this one. Those, you used to iron them on your dish towels and then embroider them. So I thought that would be kind of cool, excuse me, to put here. And my mom taught us how to embroider when we were kids. And we had a lot of fun with it. Of course, one time my older sister, she moved away because her husband was in the Navy and she wanted to do something. So she went to the store and she got an embroidery pattern and she ironed it on her towels and was ready to embroider and started it. And then it got dirty. So she washed them before they were finished. Well, that all the embroidery or the pattern came off and she had no pattern. She didn't understand what happened. It's a joke in our family, and it was funny because she didn't know. So there you have that. It just is something little and cute that can go in your journal. And I thought maybe I'd put this down here. I'm going to use my pinking shears to make it look a little bit like a stamp. It's a picture of an old postcard, but... put it down here, I think. And just glue it on there. And also, if you want to, you could run a little piece of ribbon or whatever you like to use. You could run that along, well, maybe not there. I'll have to cut it. And just glue it on there. I think that looks cute. But you could use these little booklets and just make them your own theme, whatever you wanted to do. If you want to do sewing like I did on the one, do sewing. If you want to do this one that reminds you of kitchens or patterns or 50s from the recipes, then do that. And actually, I'm going to cut this binding tape a little bit because it's a little bit too long. So there you have it. Like I said, they could use this for the journaling, or you could put something else back there if you want. And then on the back, they have all this room for journaling also. I think it turns out really cute. It feels real thick, like it takes up, it's a little bit bulky. Not too bulky, but just right, I think. And that's the one I did before, and this is the one I did tonight for you folks. And this is the sewing one, which is a lot smaller. But it still turns out cute, and you can put buttons on there, like I said. And this is a sewing pattern, piece of material, a little snippet of materials, and some embroidery floss just wound around a spool. And then you could write in there too. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, keep crafting, and I'll see you with more ideas. Thank you.